It was never meant to be easy. Anything worth doing is going to be difficult. Whether it's the action itself that's difficult, or whether it's the consistency that's difficult. Either way, it's going to be a hard thing to do. So have the grit to see it through. Don't sit there thinking that it's just going to be a walk in the park and that you know more than the person previously who attempted. You need to strap in and get ready for what's ahead, because it's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be more success rates, but it's not. So, knowing this, are you willing to go through the difficulties pursuing whatever it is you're trying to pursue? Or are you just doing it for someone else, or you're doing it for a certain result? If you are not willing to go through the work, then you're going to burn out before you get to the result. So figure out whether you are willing to put yourself through the motions, whether you're willing to get through all the difficult times, whether you're willing to go through the hardships, the failures, the disappointments, maybe some setbacks, and the sacrifices you may have to put up with to achieve this goal. If you are not willing to even do one of the things, or even all of them, then you do not want this badly. I know the advice I'm giving is vague, but what I'm speaking about applies to every topic, every pursuit, every endeavor. It doesn't matter whether you're in sports, whether you're in art, whether you're in college, whether you're in a job, a career field, whether it's family, life decisions. It applies everywhere. If you're not willing to endure the difficult periods, or you're not willing to even count the costs and what it means to really go for something, or to make a decision on something, then you're not ready to either make it, or you're not ready to even do it. And whether you're not ready for a season, or whether you're not ready at all, depends entirely on you as a person, what your interests are. Some people are not ready at all because of their personality, and that's okay. Some people aren't fit to be in certain areas. Someone who's empathetic shouldn't be in the military. Someone who is driven and competitive shouldn't be in a aspect where there's empathy needed. Someone who is creatively, a creative person, they shouldn't be in a monotonous and boring, repetitive job. Someone who likes security and doesn't mind, the same thing over and over again. They're not going to want to be in a field that demands them to constantly think, constantly change perspective, and to constantly adapt. Everyone's suited for a certain purpose. So figure out what you want to do and count the costs of it, and see, are you willing to endure the difficulties of that path? And if not, don't even bother looking at it then. And this advice comes not from myself, but it comes from Christ himself when he talks to you about counting the cost and picking up your cross. You don't just pick up the cross on a whim. You count the costs. You look at the sacrifice you have to make, the sacrifice to self, and see whether you are really, truly up for it. So think about what I said, and I hope this reaches some of you to your heart and it gets you guys thinking. So figure out if it's worth doing.